Hello everyone, I am Mr. Hemant Shinde. Today we are going to discuss about the one assignment from the object oriented programming and the CG lab. The first assignment, it is based on the concept of operator overloading. So in this particular assignment we are supposed to do the do the operator overloading, and for that purpose the problem statement is implement a class complex which represent the complex number data type, and we have to overload the complex number operator plus operator, then multiplication, insertion and extraction. So before going to the actual problem, first of all we will see what exactly the operator overloading. So C++ allows us to specify more than one definition for the operator in the same scope, which is called as operator overloading. So there is another function overloading is also there. So here what we do in function overloading, so in function overloading the function names remains the same, but the parameters are going to vary so that it can do the different task. Now overloaded operators are the functions. So when we overload any particular operator, so that are nothing but the functions with a special names with keyword. So we used whenever we want to overload the operator, we have to use one keyword, and that keyword is operator followed by the symbol of the operator. So operator overloading can be done for the unary as well as the binary operator. Means we can overload the unary as well as the binary operator. So unary means unary plus, unary minus, increment. So there are some operators which we cannot inherit, such as scope resolution operator, then size of operator, the class member access operator, that is a dot operator, and the conditional operator. So these are the four operators that we cannot overload, and the rest of the operator all, that is unary plus, unary minus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, insertion, extraction, all these operator we can overload. So operator overloading can be done for the unary as well as the binary, and the operator function can be the either we can use a member function or the friend function of that particular class. So syntax, what is the syntax? So syntax for the operator overloading is return type, that is whenever we are writing any function we need to specify its return type. If function is not returning anything, then we used void as its return type. So return type, operator, that is a keyword that we have to use, and the symbol. So for example here, if you want to overload the plus operator, so void operator addition and the number of parameters that we want to use. So unary, when unary operator is overloaded as a member function, then it does not require argument, means one argument that is required for the unary operator is passed as implicitly. And for binary operator, if you are using a member function, then one argument is passed implicitly and another argument we have to pass explicitly. And when we are using a friend function for operator overloading, then for unary operator we have to pass one argument, and for binary operator we have to pass the two argument explicitly. Friend function does not take any operator, any parameter on its own. So let's look at the program now. So the required header file, now for this program we required only one header file, that we have hash include iostream. Then we have defined the class. So inside this particular class, so we have defined a class complex which will take the two, we can say the members, data members of this class complex is real and the img. Img stands for the imaginary. So we have defined one default constructor where we have initialized this two values for the real and the imaginary as a 0, and later on we have here we have defined the we have declared the statement for the operator overloading. So complex is the return type, operator is the keyword, plus is a symbol, and it is going to take one argument of complex type, then complex operator multiplication, complex operator subtraction. And we have also overloaded the insertion and the extraction operator, and we have made them as a friend. We are not making them as a member function of the class, we are making them friend of the class. And that's why for this binary operator we have to use two arguments over here. One is output stream and the complex, object of the complex, input stream and the object of the complex. But here when we want to do the addition of the two complex number, we have specified only one argument, another argument will be passed implicitly. So we will look at the function definition now. So here we have defined we have defined the operator, overloaded the plus operator. So see here, complex is return type class. How to define a function outside the class? So return type, name of the class, scope resolution operator, then here the operator plus complex C. Now with respect to addition of the complex number, generally real part will get added and the imaginary part will get added. So we have created one temporary variable over here, object of this complex, and temp.real is equal to real plus c.real. Now this is C. We are using a member function for the operator already. So one object of this, because ultimately what we are doing, C1 plus C2. So C1 is object and C2 is object. So in this reference, C2 belongs to C and C1 is passed implicitly. And here we have calculated this particular, its addition, real addition and imaginary addition. So next, in the same way we have defined the function for the subtraction. We have overloaded the subtraction operator, and here we are overloading the complex, we are overloading the multiplication operator here in this case. So this is the code for your multiplication operator. Now here we have overloaded the insertion operator. So here I had written this logic in order to display the negative number as well. So if imaginary is greater than 0, then we have to explicitly use a plus symbol, otherwise it will display the with negative value. And here we have used a extraction operator to take the input, here insertion operator to display the output. Now look at the main function. So in main function we have declared the three objects of the complex class. So cout, enter the first number, so C in 1. Now the meaning of this particular operator, this is your extraction operator and we have overloaded. So whenever on the right hand side, how this particular compiler will resolve this particular query. So this is an overloaded operator. On its left side there is object of input stream, and on its right side there is object of complex class. So this will call, this particular statement will call this function where we will initialize in.real c.imaginary. So you will initialize the real and the imaginary part of the first number. Similarly for the second number you will initialize, then the complex number R. Now cout C1. So here this operator also we have overloaded this particular operator. Now here on its left hand side there is object of output stream, and on its right side there is object of input complex number. So it will call this particular function and will get executed accordingly. And we have just did the addition of the complex number C1 plus C2. Now what exactly basically the operator already up till now from our schooling we had learned that in order to do the addition we require the plus symbol. So 5 plus 5, whenever we will ask 5 plus 5, we are immediately giving the result as a 10. But here C1 plus C2. C1 is one kind of object, C2 is another kind of. C1 is object, C2 is object. So how to do the addition of objects? So we have changed the meaning of the plus. Up till now, from our schooling, we learned that plus is used for the addition of the numbers, numeric, whether it is an integer numbers or the floating point number. Now here we are making addition of the objects. So we have changed the meaning of plus operator, and which is ultimately nothing but your operator overloading. So C1 plus C2. So here it will call the overloaded plus operator. One C1 argument will be passed implicitly, and we have to just pass C2 explicitly. It will call that particular, it will this line number 103, it will call this particular function plus. It will call this particular function, do the addition, and it will return the object which will be stored into the C3, and we will again display. So just look at the, when I will execute, just look at the execution of this particular code. Here output screen. So enter the first number. So if I enter real part as a 10, imaginary part as a 5 for the first number. Now the second number. So I will enter the second number as say 10 and 20. Now see the output. Complex numbers are, first complex number is 10 plus 5, second complex number is 10 plus 20i, addition of the complex number is 20 plus 25, because in addition real part will get added, imaginary part will get added. So multiplication, this is 50 plus 400, we need to calculate the multiplication, and subtraction is 10 minus 10, that is going to be 0, 25 minus 20, so minus 15i. So this is the, you can say, the output of your first assignment. So thank you.